welcome to Let's Play Gran Turismo, episode 13. So, you may remember in the previous episode, we notably completed Grand Valley East. And well, surprisingly overall, as you also may have seen, it was notably the first time I actually lost a race in arcade mode. But then again, that Corvette was just so fucking quick on that first attempt in the A-Class race at Grand Valley East. It was almost like I literally had no chance at all, at least on the straightaway anyway. But anyways, before I just go off on a rant, I might as well just tell you about the fourth track in arcade mode, Clubman Stage Route 5. So, going on hard mode as usual, and also moving down of course to our fourth and final standard manufacturer, officially with all categories of cars, Mitsubishi. And of course, as you can probably tell, essentially overall, I'm probably going to keep it relatable to Mitsubishi because most of them are red. Well, to anyone who thinks that, you are incorrect, because I dare to be different. Also, because essentially, I want to try the drift driving style, you know, just for this one race, just to see how it feels. Considering I have a feeling the drift driving style is not really much different than the standard driving style. But anyways, let's go to race 1 of Clubman Stage Route 5. Did I say Special Stage Route 5? Yeah. No, I didn't. Yes. To anyone who thought I was referring to Special Stage Route 5, I meant Clubman Stage Route 5. You know, just to correct myself. But now, of course, we are going to move on. Also, because we have another Mirage in this field, and essentially he is, I think, the same colour as well as the same model as me. Just in terms of Mirages anyway. And that did not work at all. Any attempts I had so that happened was pretty much a failure. And somehow that corner entry went a lot better than I thought it was going to. Because surprisingly, the wall actually did not slow me down. It actually allowed me to keep going, and it also gave me a boost as well. Surprisingly. As we now head through the tunnel onto our second and final lap of race 1. And that was a complete failure. And everyone is basically just jostling and bullying each other. And I touched the wall. Head down the main straightaway. I've got a Prelude up my ass, but it doesn't look like he's going to pull it off. And no, he doesn't. I win race 1 on my first attempt, using a Mitsubishi Mirage ASTI RX, ahead of a 91 Honda Prelude SI. And the other Mirage was last. But anyways, yeah, there we go. So, it is a win in race 1. So, 1 down, 2 to go. And will we win them on our first attempts? Well, at least with Class B and A. Hopefully. But again, I don't know for sure. We will just have to wait and see. But anyways, 1 down, 2 to go. As well. I'm thinking between the FTO and the Eclipse. I think both of them are probably equal on pace, but I think for this occasion I'm going to use the Eclipse. Even though obviously that rear bumper is huge, but anyways, yeah. I'm gonna use the Eclipse in red, because fuck it. Also because the only other colour available to me is black, with the Eclipse. So, now it is time for Race 2, here at Clubman Stage Route 5, also known as Class B. As I am once again switching to analog mode, because it keeps switching me back to digital mode for some reason. I'm assuming because the screen probably keeps changing or something. But anyways, Race 2 at Clubman Stage Route 5. As I of course am already up to 4th, so relatively clean off the line and getting a little loose there, but somehow managing to keep it under control despite me having a little understeer there, as of which I am now of course up into 2nd position. As I think that is a Master Cosmo that was leading there. As far as I know, it was probably a Master Cosmo that was leading. As we now clinch the lead, moving on to the 2nd and last lap of the B-Class race in my red Mitsubishi Eclipse. Also because essentially I haven't officially driven the Eclipse in this game yet. And I touched the wall. But somehow I'm not losing too much time, and going across the line, it is a win for race 2 on my first attempt. Victory is clinched. And this time it was a Toyota Sora that was just behind me. And the Cosmo finished in 5th. As there was precisely just less than 4 seconds between me and the 6th place car. But anyways, let's check through the grid. So in this race we had a Toyota Sora 2.5 GTT, a Honda Integra Type R, also in red, a Nissan Skyline R32 GTS-T SM, the 2-wheel drive version of the Skyline, a Subaru Alcyon SVX S4, and a Master Cosmo 13B, I guess. And there is me in my red Eclipse, as I have officially eclipsed the field. I am very bad at butt fucking puns. Yeah, I'm really sorry, I'm very bad at making puns. But anyways, 2 down, 1 to go, as we now move on to the big boy, the GTO. And what colour am I going to use it in? Well, I don't think I've actually driven a Mitsubishi in blue yet. So, you know what? You know what? Yeah, sure, why the fuck not? I'll use it in blue. As it is now time for the 3rd and final race here at Clubman Stage Route 5. The A-Class race. And will I win on my first attempt? Probably not. But we shall wait and see. As I switch over to analog mode once again. And hopefully if it's possible, we can have a good race. And not exactly off to the best of starts. And I'm short shifting, because why the hell not? Anyways, I'm up into 4th, and just as I figured, we do have the Corvette in this race, which is now pushing me into the Impreza sedan, and I of course am just pretty much diving down the inside, and the Corvette dives down my inside, to effectively dominate this race on the straights. But I managed to eclipse him back in the corners. Well, theoretically anyway. And that did not work. Oh no you don't. Stay behind me, you dick. I'm not giving you the racing line. Keep your fucking ass behind me. Yes! Victory! And he still punts me anyway. There's no punteroo. But I suppose this time I have managed to get my redemption for the Corvettes that managed to beat me at Gran Valley East when I was driving the RX-7 using my GTO Twin Turbo. And also, the NSX in this race actually finished in last. But anyway, there we go, so another new record. And we of course are now going to check through the cars we were up against. So we were up against another 1996 Subaru Impreza sedan, STI 3. A 1990 Honda NSX, who surprisingly finished in last. A 3rd generation Toyota Supra, Turbo R. A Nissan Skyline GTR R33, very much like the one I have, same colour and everything pretty much. And also we had the baddest of them all. The piss yellow Chevy Corvette from 1967, which is effectively 30 years older than this game itself. And to anyone asking, I will use the Corvette eventually, but obviously for now I'm just gonna save a replay just because I want to, also because I have to, for the thumbnails. But anyways, there we go. As I now save the game? Yes. And also, furthermore, we are now officially halfway through arcade mode. And also, as a result of that, we have now unlocked our 8th and final track in arcade mode, Grand Valley Speedway. So not the East course, but the Speedway course. 4 down, 4 to go. This is where the bonus items really start coming to us. But anyways, so that was Clubman Stage Route 5 in arcade mode. Next up is Autumn Ring. Stay tuned for more GT1.